Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Janine if you haven't been here before, and nice to see you again, everyone who's returning. I'm here with another mama yoga video, but this time for the postpartum body. Now I think it's really important that before we get into the sequence and before we get into what we're actually going to be doing physically, I wanted to sort of talk a little bit about the mindset that I approach this with. I am someone who is pretty against the get your body back kind of mentality. I think that when we are approaching any physical asana or exercise practice, we should be mindful. When we are going through motherhood, there are a lot of phases, there are a lot of changes, there are a lot of shifts and fluctuations in the body. Go with the phases of the body. When we have our babies, we have more hormones that soften the tissues, that allow us to be like a pillow for our baby. So I like to always give the mamas a reminder that this is a time where it's okay for things to go slower, and it's okay for our bodies to not look how they once did. It's my personal opinion to wait about 6 to 8 weeks before you get back into the physical practice. You can check with your doctor at your 6-week checkup, and you can really just feel it out within your own body. And in many traditions around the world, through many cultures, some people choose to wait 40 days before they begin the exercise. This is practiced because it allows the body to fully replenish, fully heal, and spend that time in that hibernation, in that deep healing mode. And I myself tried this for my third baby, and it was actually amazing. My recovery time was so much faster, and I was ready to go and much more vital, and my body actually had a lot less issues, and I'm actually at my healthiest right now, vital and strong, that I've been throughout this process as a mom. So I actually recommend waiting and resting for as long as possible before you get back into the physical practices, allowing yourself that rest, that present time with your family, and honoring the body and everything that's going on in it. We often forget that inside of our womb there is what they call a dinner plate sized wound where the placenta was attached on the uterine wall, and when we birth out that placenta, there's still a wound inside of us, and that needs time to heal. And to not only think about your end goal, but to think about what it is that your body needs right now. It's a time to really feel what's going on and find your personal edges and boundaries, and without forcing, allow the body to strengthen and open in its own time. And there's a time for challenging yourself, and there's a time for surrendering. Pay attention to if you're feeling any sharp pains. That's not what we want to feel. It's okay if we feel discomfort, if we feel tension, if we feel that good burning fire in the body, but it should never feel sharp. And if you've had any prolapse, or maybe you might be feeling some heaviness in the pelvic floor, I suggest that you go to a pelvic floor specialist if you had any issues there. We are going to be using a couple of props. I recommend a block. This one's a little bit beat up from my kids, but that's life. So a block and a folded blanket or two would be really good. And if you don't have a block, if you don't have props, it's always nice just to fold up pillows and use blankets that you have in the home. You can do all of these things using pillows and blankets. And don't forget your water. Okay, hydration is so important, especially when you're breastfeeding all day long. And so show up to this practice with water and drink it throughout. We really need that for regeneration. And like always with anything, during this recovery and during this transitional period where we're starting to feel more energy again and starting to become more active, that we need to be balancing our hormones, we need to be getting the right nutrients, and finding the foods that nourish us. It's a holistic approach to health. So use this as a resource to help you reconnect to your body and start to feel a release and a reset in your life. But don't forget that health and that being able to fill up your cup as a mother and have a healthy lifestyle, it includes diet, it includes hydration, it includes getting out in the sunlight, it includes having the right culture and tribe around you. It encompasses all these things. So anyway, it is my hope that this can be a support to you, and I'll leave a timestamp below for anyone who just wants to skip this if they want to return to the sequence again, to do it again. I'll have that timestamp in the description below, so you can go right to it. Go ahead and pause this video, grab your props, maybe light a candle, maybe light some incense or get some essential oils going, and take this time for yourself. You can have baby here with you, and I can show you some modifications if you do. Maybe play some music. I actually am going to link a playlist on Spotify of music that I like, but you could play that playlist, or you can play music that you like. But take this, make it a time for you. Make this a time where you nurture yourself in the way that you have been nurturing your children and your family and your partner and whoever is in your life. Also take that time to say, I need to be nurtured too. And that's going to start with me. So anyway, thank you so much, and I hope that you find this helpful. All right, so go ahead and find a comfortable seat and place your hands together at prayer position in the middle of your chest. Just begin to increase the inhales, breathing in fully, and then slowly exhaling and drawing that out just for a moment longer. Gently filling in all those empty spaces, filling up fully, and exhaling fully. Just go ahead and take this moment to set your intention for today's practice. And once you have that intention, you can go ahead and allow the palms to come down to the thighs. Now, when you're ready, place one hand on the belly and one hand on your chest. Just feel the breath filling up the palm and expanding, filling up the chest, the side ribs, and exhale, releasing. Today I'm going to be using my daughter's teddy bear to be our little demonstration or example of how we can hold baby, how we can have baby during practice. So just pretend that this is my baby or my toddler, and all the different positions. Feel free at any point during practice today to stop if needed, to breastfeed your baby if needed, or if you have older ones like me, maybe kids are running around you during this practice and you have to stop. Just know that that's okay, and you can even turn that into a meditation in itself. Let's let Teddy get comfortable over there, and let's get practicing. So everyone, we're going to come onto all fours, and we're going to rock our hips back into child's pose. Toes together, knees apart wide. And we're going to begin by linking our movement with our breath. So as we inhale, wide collarbones, rock forward, looking forward, arching the back up. And as we exhale, tuck the chin, cat pose, rocking back, child's pose. And we're going to continue to link the breath. As we come up, we inhale. And as we exhale, we're rocking the hips back and going back down. And feel free to pause this and do this at your own pace. Maybe you look from side to side, warming up the back, just warming up the body, getting connected to your breath. And on your next child's pose, just pause here. Breathe into the back body, into those shoulders, the back of the heart, filling it up. Now let's walk over to the right, placing the left palm on top of the right palm, pressing that opposite hip back, feeling that side stretch. And inhale, coming up, reaching forward, walking over to the other side, placing the right palm on top of the left, and doing the other side. Breathe into that tension, and as you exhale, let it dissolve. We can walk it back center. One final cat-cow as we press it back, downward facing dog. Pedal it out. It doesn't have to look perfect. Just keep breathing into the belly, the side ribs, all four corners of the back body. And just see what's going on in those hamstrings. Relax the jaw. And when you're ready, soften the knees and walk your hands back to meet your feet. Take your time. Try to be fluid. Don't force. Just let your body dangle and ragdoll. Grab onto opposite elbows. Releasing those hamstrings, and then let the arms dangle down. And on one long inhale, with bent knees, we're going to roll up one vertebrae at a time, head coming up last. And welcome to my office, where the magic happens. Anyway, inhale, reach the arms out to the sides, all the way up. And exhale, hands at heart center. Stand with feet parallel. Feel all four corners of your feet rooting down. Lengthen your tailbone down. Strong stomach. Roll the shoulders back. Reaching the palms and the fingertips downward and lengthening long through the crown of your head toward the ceiling. And find that center of gravity as we inhale. Reach the arms up. We're going to pause here. Make sure that you're not crunching your shoulders into your ears. Roll those down. Lengthening long, inhaling, and exhale, falling forward, soften the knees, and have a flat back until you spill over, relax the head and neck. And I encourage you to rock around, seeing what the body needs, being gentle and tender on that low back, especially after carrying our children for all those months. And all of the stuff that our low backs have been through. Anyway, let's walk the hands up to the top of the mat and meet me in our plank position. Lengthen your tailbone towards your heels. Keep breathing, rock forward, hug those elbows in towards your ribs, lower down 1 inch from the floor, and set your body down, roll over the tops of the toes. We're gonna do a couple of little baby cobras. So as you inhale, wide collarbones, little itty bitty cobra coming up, pressing the tops of the feet into your mat. Exhale, rest on one cheek. Again, inhale, we're going to come up in our cobra. can go a little bit higher this time if the body allows, and set it back down. This next time you can do another cobra, or you can come all the way up into our upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Make sure your fingers are spread wide, palms pressing into the mat, rolling the shoulders down, making space in that upper back, relaxing your head and neck. Don't stop breathing. And it's more important to have a straight back than it is to have straight legs. So don't hesitate to just give a bend in the knee if needed. Bend the knees, look forward, and walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, lengthening, exhale, folding in. And as we lengthen, try to lead it with the heart and exhaling. We want to create space between the vertebrae. Inhaling, arms out to the sides and up, full salute. And as the palms touch, exhale, hands at heart center. Maybe coming back to your intention that you set at the beginning of class as we liven the whole body. Some fire. Inhale, reaching out to the sides and up. Exhale, fall forward, soften the knees, folding in. Inhale, bend the knees, plant the palms, plank. Rock shoulders over your wrists, lower down slow. Hugging those elbows in toward the ribs, roll over the tops of the toes, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Try to find a place of stillness here. Maybe you do 3 to 5 deep breaths in. And if at any time during practice you need to take a child's pose, feel free. This is all just a suggestion. Just do what you can, moving mindfully with what your body feels like it needs. And bend the knees, look forward, walk your feet between your hands. Inhale, lengthening long, reaching your heart forward, leaning forward toward the toes. Maybe you have your hands on shins or fingertips on the mat, and exhale, rooting down to rise, inhaling up. Exhale, hands at heart center. Reaching the arms out to the sides and up. And as the palms touch, exhale, reaching, creating length and creating space between the vertebrae. Exhale, folding in. Inhale, wide collarbones, looking forward, and then bend the knees, plant the palms, rock shoulders over your wrists, plank. Try to keep the lower belly lifted as you lower down. Also, what I wanted to show you is if you have baby here, you can place baby on that part of the mat. And you could even give baby kisses, so it's you low down. So you could give them kisses, you can laugh, and then you roll over the toes, and they really seem to like that. And exhale, downward facing dog. And for toddlers, you can even encourage them to walk under you when you're in downward facing dog, like a tunnel. And they could even be encouraged to practice next to you. It can be really fun for bonding. Just try to stay with the breath, and they start to pick up on these things. Relax your jaw, bend the knees, look forward, walk or jump your feet between your hands. Inhale, lengthening long. Exhale, folding in. Reaching arms out to the sides and up. Inhale. And exhale, hands at heart center. And we root down to rise up again. Inhale, reaching arms out to the sides and up. Exhale, falling forward, folding in. Bend the knees and let's walk back into our plank, rocking shoulders over those wrists, lower down, and let's take a child's pose. See what you're feeling. See what's going on in the shoulders, in the hips. Downward facing dog. Inhale, lifting up the right leg, rocking shoulders over your wrist and stepping your foot between your hands. Turn your back foot flat and windmill it up, warrior two. We are front heel to back middle arch aligned here. Let's check our alignment. Press back through that back leg and make sure that your front leg is at a 90-degree angle. Track that knee over the middle toes and relax those shoulders, relax them down. Inhale, reach the arms up, straighten the leg, and exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, coming back up, crossing arms over each other, and exhale, bending the knee. We're warming up that hip flexor. Inhaling up. Exhale, settling in to our warrior two, focusing over those middle fingers. Turn the front palm up, reverse that warrior. Try to keep that leg at a 90. And then reach, 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 side angle, forearm on thigh, slicing through the air. Still pressing, breathing into those side ribs, relaxing the trapezius down, relaxing the jaw. And inhaling, warrior two. Turn up on the back toes, windmilling it back down, plant the palms, step it back, plank. Lower down. Roll over the toes, inhale. And exhale, downward facing dog. Lift up that left leg nice and high. Rock shoulders over your wrists, knee to nose, and step your foot between your hands. Turn your back foot flat, front heel to back middle arch aligned, and windmilling it up. Warrior two. Checking that alignment. Inhaling, straighten the knee, crossing arms over each other. Exhale. Inhaling, exhale. And I really like to have these movements. It's good to learn to flow in motherhood. So I allow myself to dance, to rock, to move at times, and other times I find stillness and more discipline. Turning that palm up, reverse your warrior, and then reach, 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 side angle pose, forearm on the thigh, slicing through the air. As you inhale, lengthen through the crown of your head, and exhale, maybe we turn the chest open toward the ceiling. And windmilling it back up, warrior two, before we pivot up on that back toe, and stepping it back, plank pose, lowering down. Inhale, wide collarbones. And exhale, downward facing dog again. I invite you to take any child's poses needed. And I invite you to even go slower. Take your time. This doesn't have to be a 30-minute sequence. This could be an hour. Anyway, let's try. So now we're going to slowly walk the feet up to meet the hands. See how slowly and mindfully you can step forward and see how it goes until you're in your forward fold. Then let's hook the 2 fingers on the big toes, 2 fingers, and then inhale, wide collarbone, looking forward, and exhale, bend the elbows coming down. And if you're feeling a little bit more flexible today, you can go deeper as you inhale, lengthen forward, and then walk the hands underneath the feet as much as possible. Just don't hurt those wrists, the joints in the wrists. Don't put your feet on those, but you can put your feet on the palms. Lean more toward the toes. Feel that entire back body release. Especially carrying our children all day long, it really starts to build in those shoulders. And now, one more time, we're going to roll up on one long inhale. See where we're feeling at. See what we're feeling at this time. As the palms touch, bring them down into the chest. And catch your breath. Let's flow. Take a seat, chair pose. Bending the knees at a 90, lean back toward the heels. Make sure you're not crunching in your shoulders. Maybe you look up between the hands as if there's a big fireball that you're holding there, and exhale, folding in. Walking it back, plank, Rock shoulders over wrists, lower down. Maybe you kiss your baby. Roll over the tops of the toes, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Lift up the right leg nice and high and step it through. Turn up on the back heel. Warrior one, heel to heel aligned. And exhale, coming down. Plant the palms, plank. Lower down. Upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lift up that left leg high and step it through, heel to heel alignment. And warrior one. If that hip's coming forward, draw it back. Try to have a neutral alignment here and exhale down, planting the palms, plank. Building heat, building strength, lowering down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And bend the knees, look forward. Walk your feet between your hands with care. And inhale, chair pose. And if you need to, you can lift up the toes to feel all four corners of those feet, root down. And inhale, straighten the legs, reaching. And exhale, hands at heart center. Good job if you got through that. And also, let's place our palms on our chest and start breathing. And this might be a good time to mention that the little ones, they may run in, they may run out through this entire process. Like that's actually what's happening right here. When my children were having nap time, my daughter came up. She wanted to see what I was doing. So I just invite her to join me for a bit. And then they usually run off and go play. And in this case, I send her back to her nap. And let's get ready for doing tree pose. So come back into that mountain pose. Kind of buoy around. For me, I had a pretty significant tailbone injury and my feet kind of turn out. So I really need to pay extra attention to my feet and my foundation. Find a focal point to look at, hands on your hips. Placing your foot anywhere on your leg except for your knee. Really draw that hip in, zipping the leg against the foot, really pressing the leg against the foot and the foot against the leg. And interlace the fingers except for your index finger and draw it up. Still lengthening those shoulders down away from the ears. Maybe you open up the palms like a big tree. And then exhale, hands back at heart center. Release the leg, shake it out. And we'll do the other side. And I'm inviting her to join me here. And it actually turned out being really nice. So placing the foot anywhere on your leg except for your knee. Hands at heart center. Find that focal point to look at. And when you're ready, interlacing the fingers except for your index finger. And then opening the arms up. Opening the arms up. And exhale. Release the leg and shake it out. Now, for this next one, we're going to step 3 to 5 feet apart on your mat. Turn the toes slightly in. We're going to interlace our fingers behind your back, reaching the heart forward, doing a little bitty back bend, and exhale, rock forward, bend over, forward fold, wrap the arms around. Let the head and neck to freely bob around. Release the hands, grab onto opposite elbows and sway. Place palms on the earth. Inhale, wide collarbones, look forward, flat back, and then exhale, walk the palms, come in a little bit deeper. Staying with that sensation, breathing through it. And let's just heel toe the feet in. Hands on the hips, and very carefully, with a flat spine, come up carefully. And then step to the front of your mat, and we'll come back down onto the floor. And have your block handy next to you. Let's come all the way onto our backs. Feet parallel, hips width apart on the floor. Roll your shoulders under, relax them down. Find a comfortable place here. Now, this is the part where we're going to do quite a few pelvic tilts, and pelvic tilts are so important. The pelvis is made up of 4 bones that move and shift in pregnancy in the female body. Can't really see with the angle I have here, but you should be seeing me tilting my pelvis forward and back. And one way I make sure I can really feel this is I place my fingertips on one side and my thumbs on the back side of my hip bones, and then I rotate forward and back. See if you can feel what's going on in there, if you can feel that movement, that massaging of the tailbone, rocking forward and back. And I would do maybe 15 in the morning and in the evening, to be honest, keeping that area lubricated, making sure that we're not getting stuck, walking around repetitively and tight in the hips. And now we're prepped for our ab workout. So take a breath here, reconnect, straighten the legs out, and place your palms on the lower belly so you can feel that activation of the lower belly. And inhaling and exhale, straighten the legs up slowly. Inhale, bring them down toward the earth, hovering just slightly over the ground. Inhale, bringing them, exhale, bringing them up, and inhale down. And I'm just giving an example here. You can have your child sitting on you here if that's comfortable for you, if that's some kind of training that you'd like to apply, some extra weight. I prefer doing it with one leg at a time as I'm demonstrating here. You can have your toddler or your baby sitting there with their legs on either side of you. Them sitting on the lower abdomen helps to keep it activated. Anyway, I'm giving myself a moment here to rest. And let's just do some floor bicycles. Gently place fingertips on the back of the head. Do not pull on your neck. And this is not so much about going fast. We're just going to go slow with our breath. Inhaling and exhaling as we twist. Inhale, exhale, soft jaw, soft brow. Inhale and exhale, relaxing the tongue in the mouth. Going slowly. And relax. Rest. Here's a way that you can do boat pose with your baby on your shins. My kids love this, and my 3-year-old still loves this. It's just quite heavy now for me, but we still do this to this day. So there's your boat pose with them on your legs. Keep breathing. Maybe you even have like a smile on your face. They can even sit on your lower abdomen depending on how you're feeling. But in any case, when you're done, give yourself a big hug. Release and relax, opposite motion, and we'll come back onto our backs. Now again, let's make our movements with our breath. So placing the feet parallel, we'll come up into a bridge as we inhale, lifting the arms as well. And exhale, bringing the arms down at your sides and dropping the hips down. Inhale, lifting up, reaching your arms overhead. And exhale, bringing it down. Inhale up, and let's just leave the hips up and we'll bring the arms down. You can go ahead and grab your block for supported bridge and place that block on the medium setting at your sacrum. If you don't have a block, you can get a couple pillows or even a couple of blankets. And let yourself just relax here, rolling the shoulders under. You can have your arms down, or you could have them in a cactus arm. Just feel those hips open up. Feel that pelvic bowl sort of splay open, massaging that tailbone. Breathe into any areas you feel the tension, and on the exhale, release and relax. Let it dissolve. When you're ready, press into the earth, lift the hips up, lower down slow. Squeeze the knees in towards your chest. Bring your forehead up there and squeeze the body, become a teeny tiny little ball. And releasing. Let's roll up on 3 rolls. 1 and 2, massaging that spine, and 3, coming into a comfortable seated position. Grab that pillow or that blanket and sit on it. Make sure that your sit bones are rooting down, that you're lengthening long through the crown of the head, your hips above your knees. And we'll do an eagle arm as soon as you're settled. If this cross-legged position is not comfortable, you can always sit on the shins and like sit on your knees instead, whatever's more comfortable for you. Now bend the right arm, taking that left arm, turning the thumb down and windmill it all across and underneath, clasp hands, eagle arm. Pull the elbows out and keep them parallel from the earth, 90-degree angle here. Relaxing the shoulder blades down, relaxing the jaw. Breathing in to the shoulder blades and release. Roll your shoulders. Other side, windmilling that right arm underneath and clasping. If it doesn't make it, it's okay. You can just sort of reach toward it. Breathing down the shoulder blades like a waterfall, allowing it to relax, keeping that jaw and the tongue in your mouth relaxed. Breathing into the side ribs and releasing down. Roll those shoulders. And we'll do an opposite counter pose. So grab on to, try and clasp your fingertips behind you. If that doesn't reach, you can just grab onto your shirt and do the other side. Just releasing in the shoulder socket here in the opposite motion. And when you release, roll those shoulders again. And we'll let the head fall over to one side, slowly but surely rolling all the way around the neck. Just linger where you feel that you need to linger, pausing where you need to pause, getting those kinks out, rolling from one side to the other. Getting some of that lymphatic drainage. Okay, let's do seated diamond, placing the soles of the feet together. You can't really see here, but I'm going to try to show you. Placing the soles of the feet together, not too close to the groin. Inhale, lengthen heart forward, walking the fingertips forward. Allow yourself to sway, feeling that sensation in the outer hip. Linger where you need to linger, just like in that other pose. And then find a place to settle. And coming up, bring those heels closer into your groin now. And we'll lower down just a different part of the legs. Get some of the inner hip flexors there. And exhale, let the tension release. And walk it up whenever you're feeling ready. Bring those legs in together. Long ways on your mat. Feeling those sit bones root down. Press the palms into the sides of your body. Become very tall. Lengthen. Reaching the arms up. And exhale, fall forward. And pause right before you're about to round in your back and bring your hands down onto your legs. Then again, we inhale, lead with the heart, reaching forward, and we'll walk ourselves down. You can keep your hands on your legs or feel free to grab on to the outsides of the feet. And as we inhale, we're going to roll one vertebrae at a time until we're all the way on the earth beneath us. And then let's bend the right leg, bring it across into a thread the needle pose. Across that knee, grab through the keyhole there. Grab onto the back of the thigh. And on the back of the hamstring there and pull it in, releasing in the hips. And we'll do the other side. Bringing that foot across to the other knee. Bringing arms through, grabbing onto that hamstring and pulling it in. Keep those feet flexed to protect your knees. We walk around all day on the hips and allow that to release. And now releasing, we'll squeeze that right knee into the chest and bring it across the body into a T-stretch, breathing up and down the spine. And exhale, bringing it back, switching legs, squeezing the left knee in, bring it across the body into that T-stretch. And allow yourself to take these final breaths before we come all the way in to our Shavasana, or resting pose, corpse pose, where the feet flop open, the palms face the ceiling, we're completely relaxed, arms down at your sides, getting comfortable. Allow the eyes to close. And this is truly the purpose of yoga. All that work we did is just so that we can sit here in this space. Just give yourself a few minutes to allow the body to acclimate to all the new spaces created. Breathe into the belly, filling up fully, holding your breath for 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale out your mouth. Draw the belly button in towards your spine. And allow yourself to breathe easy. You can do a body scan from your temples all the way down to your toes. You can start with the head and work your way down, but every exhale, find a body part and relax it. So as you inhale, for example, think about your brow. And as you exhale, relax. Inhaling to your jaw. And as you exhale, release the tension in your jaw. You can move down all the way to the shoulders, arms, legs, belly, toes. And really take your time here. And if any intrusive thoughts come in, just focus your attention back to your breath. Any noises the kids might be making, let it be like clouds floating by, just coming back to your breath. And whenever you're ready, release the technique. Go back to your normal breathing. And allow yourself to just dissolve. Begin to increase the inhales and the exhales. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Do a full body stretch. Keeping your eyes closed, just feel yourself come back. And in your own time, when you're ready, you can squeeze your knees into your chest and lie down on your right hand side, making your arm like a pillow. Keeping your eyes closed and pressing up into a comfortable seated position. Bring your hands at prayer position and your chest. Find that place of gratitude. Thank yourself for showing up for yourself today. And thank you for sharing your practice with me. Take a deep exhale out your mouth. And namaste. See you in my next video.